This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, Eala's breakthrough season has given her a new perspective on her impact back home, with the 21-year-old Filipina embracing comparisons to Manny Pacquiao while remaining focused on her own journey. Iga Świątek is back in the winner's circle, claiming her first title of the season in Toronto, while Ben Shelton also made history by successfully defending his Canadian Open crown in Montreal. Cameron Clark is already making his mark with Converge, dropping 37 points and 12 rebounds just 5 days after joining the FiberXers to help them hold off NLEX to extend their winning streak to 2 games. Miel Silent Assassin Fajardo is closer to his first world title opportunity after the IBF ordered him to face champion Masamichi Yabuki in a mandatory title defense, with both camps now working toward a possible October or November showdown. At just 13 years old, Aiden Lazaro is already breaking new ground for Philippine baseball as the first homegrown Filipino recruit at IMG Academy. He joins us later in the studio as the young catcher and shortstop will tell us how he is chasing his biggest dream, a future in Major League Baseball. All the headlines and more on the Scorecard tonight, the 14th of August. Now, here's our roundup brought to you by the Philippine Sports Commission, the Philippine Olympic Committee, and the NST-IAC. Eala's breakthrough season has taken her to new heights on the WTA Tour. But the 21-year-old Filipina says her journey has given her a deeper understanding of her impact back home. Arriving in Cincinnati for her first appearance at the tournament, Eala reflected on the extraordinary moment that has taken her from her Wimbledon run to her first WTA title in Washington. She said 2 moments stand out above the rest: her first win on Wimbledon Center Court and her championship run in Washington.
I mean, it would have to be between Wimbledon and Washington, of course. I think playing on center court and winning in such fashion against the great players, I mean, something I'll never forget. And it was my first win on center, so crazy experience. And of course, everyone says you'll never forget your first title, so it's like kind of like my 2 babies if I want to pick.
Eala's rise has also brought Filipino culture and pride into the spotlight across the world. But she said returning home recently gave her a much clearer picture of just how much her success has meant to Filipinos, after hearing directly from people who have followed her journey. She has even begun to draw comparisons to Manny Pacquiao, whose fights once brought the entire country together.
I think the feeling that Pacquiao gave the Filipinos was great, to have someone to rally over. And, when he would have fights, everyone was so excited, and it was just a chance for people to come together. And I guess my journey has similar things, or can give similar things like that. So, I mean, it's very flattering to be compared to him. But at the same time, I think they are also 2 unique journeys. They're 2 very different journeys. So,
despite the growing attention, Eala says she continues to measure success not only by results, but by the level of tennis she plays and how well she executes her game. With Cincinnati now serving as her next test before the US Open, Eala is embracing both the pressure and the privilege of a rapidly rising career while remaining focused on the work that brought her to this point. Iga Świątek is a WTA 1000 champion once again, capturing her first title of the year after dominating Elena Rybakina 6-2, 6-3 in the Canadian Open final in Toronto. The 6-time Grand Slam champion had not reached a final all season and was coming off a disappointing Wimbledon title defense. But Świątek produced her best tennis when it mattered most. She controlled the match with her serve, defense, and timely attacks, while Rybakina struggled with fatigue after playing 4 3-set matches in her 5 previous rounds. The title also lifts Świątek from 8th back into the world's top 5 ahead of her title defense in Cincinnati and the US Open later this month. Meanwhile, Ben Shelton successfully defended his Canadian Open title in Montreal, defeating fellow American Brandon Nakashima 6-3, 7-6 to claim his second ATP Masters 1000 crown. Shelton became only the 4th man this century to win the Canadian title in back-to-back years, joining Rafael Nadal, Andy Murray, and Novak Djokovic. Miel silent assassin Fajardo is closer than ever to his first world title opportunity. But as the Filipino contender prepares for a shot at the IBF flyweight crown, his focus isn't on scoring an early knockout. It's on making sure he's ready for a full 12-round war against champion Masamichi Yabuki. Here's Zeus Valdez with this report.
Miel, the silent assassin Fajardo, is closer than ever to his first world title opportunity. After the International Boxing Federation officially ordered Masamichi Yabuki to make a mandatory title defense against the Filipino contender, Fajardo immediately returned to training even as negotiations continue for a possible October or November championship bout. Training at the Elorde Sports Center in Parañaque, the 26-year-old said his camp has shifted its emphasis to improving his stamina.
Pinag-aralan namin ng maayos na mas mag-improve pa yung una stamina kasi hindi naman lahat nakukuha agad yung laban. Kaya yun, mas taasan pa namin yung training namin.
The focus on endurance represents a different approach for the hard-hitting Filipino who earned his mandatory title shot after stopping Argentina's Tobias Reyes in just 64 seconds. With a record of 14 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws, and 12 knockouts, Fajardo has established himself as one of the country's most dangerous finishers. But against Yabuki, a champion who has successfully defended the IBF flyweight title 3 times, Fajardo believes he must be ready for a fight that could go the distance.
Ngayon, hindi ko naman iniisip yan na makukuha ko agad. Kaya yung ginagawa namin, habaan pa yung training namin kasi hindi naman lahat na laban makukuha mo agad.
For Fajardo, this is more than just another fight. It is the first world title opportunity of his professional career and a chance to join the growing list of Filipino world champions. The Agusan del Sur native said becoming a world champion has always been his ultimate goal.
Para sa akin, malaking bagay po sa amin bilang boksingero, mapalaban sa world champion. Kasi yan po yung pinapangarap lahat ng boxer na mapalaban sa world champion.
The IBF has given both camps until August 23 to reach an agreement. If negotiations fail, the world title bout will proceed to a first bid. And should the bout materialize, the Filipino will have the opportunity to take the title from its current holder and to bring another championship to the Philippines. Reporting for the Scorecard, Zeus Valdez, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Cameron Clark continued his impressive start with Converge, leading the FiberXers to a hard-fought 112-110 victory over NLEX at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Just 5 days after joining the team, the former NLEX and San Miguel import exploded for 37 points and 12 rebounds to help Converge stretch its winning streak to 2 games. Despite his fast start, Clark said he is still learning the team system and building chemistry with his new teammates.
Well, it's relatively new. I've been here maybe, 5 days? So just still trying to get acclimated with the team, see how I can help, be aggressive, and just bring that energy and get wins.
With NLEX forced to play without injured import Daquan Jones, Clark took advantage of the mismatch inside. However, the Road Warriors continued to fight behind their all-Filipino lineup, staying within striking distance until the final seconds. Juan Gomez de Leaño came through with clutch baskets and pressure free throws to help preserve the win. After the game, head coach Delta Pineda credited his players for responding in crunch time, particularly Gomez de Leaño, who stepped up when the game was on the line.
Hindi naman ang sinabi ko sa kanya na he needs to take charge. So he did his part, guys. Juan is a great player.
The victory improved Converge to 5-4, with Cameron Clark already making an immediate impact. The FiberXers will enter the PBA break carrying momentum and renewed confidence for the second half of the Governor's Cup. Meantime, Jordan Varnado made an immediate impact in his PBA debut, scoring 31 points to lead Meralco to a 97-88 victory over Barangay Ginebra. The win ended the Bolts' 4-game losing streak, with Varnado providing crucial baskets down the stretch after returning from a hamstring injury that had kept him out of the conference. Strong Group Athletics' bid for a third straight William Jones Cup title got off to a rough start after suffering a 79-110 loss to South Korea in New Taipei City. The Philippine-based club could not keep pace with Korea, which blew the game open with a 43-22 second quarter and never looked back. Tejuan Aji led Strong Group with 21 points and 10 rebounds, while Isaiah Pinheiro and Malik Diouf added 13 and 10 points respectively. Boban Marjanovic, making his Strong Group debut, finished with 6 points and 1 rebound. The loss ended Strong Group's 16-game winning streak in the competition, which included back-to-back titles since its debut in 2024. Strong Group will look to bounce back against Japan on Saturday, while South Korea takes on host Chinese Taipei Blue. Alas, Filipinas now turns its attention to the classification rounds after falling short of the quarterfinals at the FIVB Volleyball Girls Under-17 World Championship in Santiago, Chile. The Alas girls, who finished pool play with a 2-3 record, will battle for 9th to 16th places after losing to Korea in straight sets. The Philippines, however, showed its potential earlier in the Bianca Pagdangan made the most of her conditional LPGA Tour invitation, firing an eagle-aided 6 under 66 to charge into a share of second after the opening round of the standard Portland Classic in Oregon. The big-hitting Filipina put together 2 33s at Columbia Edgewater Country Club, combining her power with sharper iron play and a confident short game. Pagdanganan trails early leader Filipino-American Mariel Galdiano by just 1 stroke, with her opening round providing another opportunity to prove she belongs among the LPGA Tour's best. She will look to sustain that momentum in the second round as she chases a deep run in Portland. Local organizers are stepping up safety measures for the 4th Southeast Asia Open Water Swimming Championships set for August 21 to 23 at Boracay New Coast in Malay, Aklan. Philippine Aquatics Incorporated says a comprehensive safety plan has been submitted to Asia Aquatics, covering the required kayaks, rubber lifeboats, and jet skis for the 3-day competition. The event will also receive support from the Philippine Coast Guard and Philippine National Police, while 5 trained lifeguards from Philippine Life Saving will be deployed daily during the races. Organizers will hold additional coordination meetings with Aklan's local risk reduction officials, while the competition will be held inside Boracay's Cove to take advantage of calmer water and weather conditions. Tagaytay City will host the inaugural Asian Youth Plus Track Championships next year, bringing together young cyclists from across Asia and Oceania at the Tagaytay City Velodrome. The new continental event, approved by the Asian Cycling Confederation, will feature track cyclists aged 16 and below, giving them an opportunity to compete against a broader international field. Phil Cycling President and Philippine Olympic Committee President Abraham Bambol Tolentino said the championships are designed to help develop young cyclists and raise the standard of competition across the region. The hosting also adds another major international event to the Tagaytay Velodrome, which already staged the Asian Track Cycling Championships earlier this year. Coming up next, he's only 13, but a young prodigy is already taking a big step towards his baseball dream. From representing the Philippines on the international stage to training at IMG Academy in Florida, he will already get a taste of what it takes to compete at the highest level. We'll hear from future baseball star Aiden Lazaro when we return right here on The Scorecard. Welcome back to The Scorecard. At just 13 years old, he is already making history. A Filipino baseball player has become the first ever homegrown recruit at IMG Academy, one of the world's premier sports training centers. The young prodigy is chasing an even bigger dream, to one day become the first homegrown Filipino to make it to Major League Baseball. Joining us tonight is Aiden Lazaro. Aiden, welcome to The Scorecard. Thank you. It's great to meet you, and big dreams. It's always amazing to hear the youth, somebody as young as you are, 13 years old, dream big and think that one day you're going to make it to the MLB. Where do you get this confidence?
For me, I really get this confidence from my younger self, as he also dreamed big, and he really thought that sky's the limit for me.
What age were you? I mean, you're 13 now, still very young, but you're saying that your younger self thought about this. So at what age did you decide that, you know what, maybe one day I'm going to make it to the MLB?
I was actually 5 years old when I
Wow.
started baseball and thought of that dream.
Wow, it was love at first sight, as in, was baseball your very first sport, and then when you played it, you got hooked right away, just like that?
So actually, baseball wasn't my first sport.
Oh, okay.
My first sport was actually football. I played it since I was 3 years old,
Okay.
but in Ateneo, we saw a poster for Ateneo baseball varsity tryouts, and that's where I really found my love and passion for the sport.
Wow, so that was by chance, as in you saw the poster and then you decided to go, you tried it out, and then how did you feel that, you know what, maybe I'm good at this?
So the first thing I felt was I felt so excited, since I got to meet so many new people, and I also got to talk to the coaches who had very good things to say about me and said I had real talent for the sport.
All right, now you're saying that your biggest dream is to get drafted and eventually play in Major League Baseball. So at your age, like 13, how do you balance that dream while also focusing on the things you need to do today? Like, as you said, you're still a student in Ateneo. How do you balance everything?
So the main thing I do to make sure it's balanced is I always make sure to keep a schedule of knowing what time I train, and also making sure that right after I train, I go home to study. I don't try to stay on social media or play too much like video games before studying.
Oh, that's good to know, because majority of the youth today, they're really all over their gadgets. But it's nice to know that you're outside playing just like back in the day. So you play two very demanding positions. You were telling me before we went on the show that you're primarily a catcher, but you can also play shortstop and even pitcher. So what do you enjoy the most about playing these positions? Like, let's start with the catcher.
So for catcher, the number one thing I love is it's one of the two positions that gets to always touch the ball every play, and they're kind of like mostly the leader or the eyes of the team for baseball.
Okay, and then you also play shortstop and can pitch as well. Are these positions that you also thrive at in playing?
Yes, I really love playing shortstop, as they're mostly the position with the most big moments and big plays, and I also love pitchers, as also like catchers, they also control the game.
All right, now since one of the things about players when they dream big, like wanting to make it to Major League Baseball, they have the inspiration, they have that blueprint, that role model. Sino ba ang idol mo, Aiden?
For me, my number one idol for MLB is my favorite player, Bobby Witt Jr. I really love him since he's a shortstop, and I idolize him as he's also very humble and a really good player overall.
All right. Now, Aiden, you've represented the Philippines at the Under-12 Asian Baseball Championship and even helped NCR win gold at the Palarong Pambansa. Which of those experiences has had a bigger impact on you as a player, and why?
For me, I think me representing the national team and winning an award really helped me more, as it also gave my teammates and I exposure to international competition compared to the Palarong Pambansa.
So was that international competition how IMG noticed you?
It may have been one of the reasons.
Okay, so when it was happening, when IMG started reaching out to your mom, what was going through your mind? Did you think that it was real?
My first thought was like, wow, I can't believe this, since I heard so much about IMG in the past from watching YouTube videos or even watching clips of their baseball team. But I always just remember to not let it get to my head.
And I was researching about IMG Academy, so it's in Florida. So obviously, it's a big leap of faith for you, if ever. But right now, you're still here with Ateneo. So at 13, like how do you balance all of those priorities, diba? I mean, Ateneo, and then you have this big dream. So what keeps you grounded despite all of these things happening in your life at such a young age?
For me, I just like to think of it as I take things one at a time. I try not to look into the future as much, and I just try to stay in the present as much as I can.
Wow, that's very profound. That's a profound way of thinking, staying in the present. This is coming from somebody who's only 13 years old. Now, Aiden, going back to your favorites, the Dodgers are obviously one of the hottest teams right now in Major League Baseball. Shohei Ohtani is a worldwide phenomenon. In terms of the teams, which teams do you follow in MLB?
The teams that I follow specifically, which is also one of my all-time favorite teams, are the Kansas City Royals.
Why is that? Why the Royals?
I really love them as they host, obviously, my favorite player, Bobby Wood Jr., but they also have a strong foundation in all positions, especially catching, and they also have a history with a lot of great players.
All right, I have a question. I'm curious about this because you play catcher. And obviously, I don't know how tall you're going to be by the time you become a pro. Do catchers need to be tall?
Mostly not that much. Catchers just need to have either a wide frame or they just have to be athletic in general.
Okay. All right. Still have so much ahead of you, and there's a lot of people right now, especially the youth watching. What's your message to them as you're somebody who obviously has a lot of confidence, but you're staying grounded? What have you learned in your 8 years? You started at 5, you're 13 right now, 8 years of playing serious baseball at such a young age. What's your message to them?
So my number one message would be to always stay humble and to always work hard and find love and passion in what you truly find your dream, and as long as you find it fun, you won't need a reason to keep going.
And it's so cool that you found it at such a young age. Aiden, thank you so much for sharing your story. And this is going to be very exciting, the years to come as you pursue your big dream of making it to Major League Baseball. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Scorecard.
Thank you so much.
All right, we have Aiden Lazaro here with us tonight on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. Coming up next, Alex Eala has a score to settle. The Filipina tennis ace takes on Elena Gabriela Ruse in Cincinnati, 2 years after the Romanian ended Eala's U.S. Open qualifying run. Can Eala get payback this time? We'll break down that matchup when we return right here on The Scorecard. Welcome back to The Scorecard. It's time to keep your eyes on the prize. Yes, Alex Eala is back in action. This time, WTA 1000 action. And she has a familiar opponent and a score to settle. The world number 20 and 17th seed opens her Cincinnati campaign against Romania's Elena Gabriela Ruse in the round of 64. At 28 years old, Elena Gabriela Ruse is no stranger to the big stage. The Romanian has reached a career-high world ranking of number 51 and has already shown she can handle top-level competition. She made the third round of this year's Australian Open, matching her best Grand Slam result. And Ruse is coming off a statement win in Cincinnati, cruising past Poland's Magda Linette, 6-love, 6-3, to book her spot in the second round. She also has one important advantage against Eala. The last time Eala and Ruse met, it was at the 2024 US Open qualifiers. Eala won the first set, but Ruse rallied to take the next two 3-6, 6-1, 6-4. Now, 2 years later, Eala returns as a completely different player. She's now a top 20 player, a WTA 500 champion after her breakthrough run in Washington, and a Grand Slam round of 16 finisher after her historic Wimbledon campaign. And remember, she also reached the round of 16 in Toronto last week. Now in Cincinnati, Eala has another chance to show how far she has come and perhaps erase one of the toughest losses of her 2024 campaign. For Eala, this is more than just a second-round match. It's a chance to turn the page and get payback. And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you again next week on The Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. This is Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening, everybody, and happy weekend.